Yeah.
Hello, movie lovers, and now we're officially live on YouTube. This is my
Yes.
co-host Tomeka. Say hello to
Yes.
everybody.
Hello. How are you? I'm going natural today.
And I have a hat on so the way no one can actually notice my nest up here. So,
Gosh.
but
Guys have it so easy. They don't have to worry about what I'm going to do with my hair.
well, it takes me forever and a day to actually get my hair the way it needs to be. So, hey, I have to have that Joey look from
Whatever.
Friends. Okay, so,
Oh. Is he
okay,
still working?
I don't know. You might need to
Oh.
check up on him later. But
Well, yeah. Okay.
anyways, guys, welcome to the show. I just want to say this is actually going to be our Project.Power review. I actually interviewed one of the actors from Project.Power. You can actually catch that on the podcast. Not only that, if you guys are getting ready to watch this on YouTube, you can actually do this on audio podcast too,
Mm.
because after a while, I'm going to go on ahead and convert this into an audio file for you guys to actually listen to on the go or wherever it is that you guys want to go to.
Mm.
So, without further ado, let's go on ahead and get into this review of Project.Power.
Yes.
So, what I have to say is I love the setup for the very beginning of this film. I thought it was very good with the setup, especially whenever you first see Nuke. You see everybody trying to figure out what this new pill is, this new abilities that actually gives people some type of superpower. And they
Mm.
don't know what their superpower actually is or anything like that. Sometimes it could actually kill them. Sometimes it might actually cause them to explode. You know, it's just different functions. So I actually love that aspect. And then it goes into the whole entire plot in New Orleans, and it follows Joseph Gordon-Levitt's, and he winds up taking the pill. And what I loved about this concept was the pill only lasts for 5 minutes. So it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, where it was actually going to last all the time. But then again, it's a pill, so of course the effect is not going to last that long. But
Mm.
what did you think?
Like Viagra, but not really.
Another deep thought by Tamika.
Mm, I have my moments. Yeah, I was surprised too because I thought that it was gonna last a lot longer than it did. Um, Apparently you have to have a stopwatch. Like if you take the pill, right, and then you have these powers, and you're jumping out a building or you're running from somebody. You got 5 minutes to do all this superhero stuff, or else you're just gonna be regular.
Right, or else it's just going to go back to you just being you.
Yeah, and
Just
it's
basic
good to
you.
take it like if you get shot, that's the time to take it.
Right, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt did.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know that you were pretty much not anticipated for this film. I know that at first it was kind of, it wasn't one of your movies that you wanted to list off or whatever to try and look at. But what actually piqued your interest in it?
I think I finally twisted my own arm and said, "Well, let's just give this a try." Because hearing about the concept, I thought about Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield and
Hmm.
Jamie Foxx character, and I was like, "Oh no, not again." Then we have to be subject to that crap. But then the more I watched it, I was like, okay, okay, this may be good. So there's some potential here. And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in it with his New Orleans accent. I guess that's what that was.
I don't know. I didn't even notice an accent, to be honest with you. So if you
Okay.
picked up an accent, I'm proud of you, because I didn't even pick up an accent on that, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
because I just thought it was just his normal voice. So that's good job for your part if you actually recognize the New Orleans accent.
No, he was trying to do one.
Well, at
So
least a for effort. So
yeah, yeah, I guess so. He didn't sound too. It sounded like a little bit Cajun mixed with some, I don't know, some Atlanta or something. I don't know. Something he
it
was
just
trying
didn't
to
mix
do.
well.
Yeah.
But another
John, get
thing.
to the point. Didn't mix
Okay,
well.
but you know what though? I actually have to say though, my favorite part is with him running after the villain on the street for the very first time that we actually see him, and then, of course it's Nuke, and of course that is a comic book cliche if you actually think about it. My name is Nuke, so my power is gonna be nuclear destruction with a pill that's gonna make you explode. You know?
I'm glad you caught that because I didn't. I was like, huh, okay, I wonder what he's gonna turn into. And then I saw the alligator, which I'm like, okay, is he gonna turn into some reptile? I was waiting for him to be some type of reptile, like in gosh, what's this guy's name in
The DC
Suicide
World or
Squad?
Killer Croc.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna turn into that guy.
I'm glad that they didn't do it that route, but at the same time, we also got a nuke from Jessica Jones as well, but a
Oh,
different type of nuke. But I actually have to say the part that was one of the key factors that I liked about it was the fact of the pill only lasts for a little bit, and then of course Nuke is still taking the pills as Joseph Gordon-Levitt is over there chasing him. And then also like when Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes ahead and takes the pill, and then you also have Jamie Foxx who's actually against the pills
yeah.
in the first place. So at first I thought they were going to play a key role into this. It's like, well, why are you taking the pills? I thought he was actually working for a government agency at first because of the way they actually described it. So I was thinking, okay, maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt is actually going to become wanted, and it's going to be Jamie Foxx questioning him. Well, why are you taking these pills if you're a cop? And then, of
Hmm.
course, I thought it would go into the fact is, well, in order for you to actually take someone down, you have to break the law in order to take someone down like that. Because otherwise, how else are you going to fight against something like that?
Yeah, that's true. You gotta have like a super cop squad.
Right.
Yeah, but
But,
then they become addicts. So
and you know what? I have to agree with Brandy on this, though. The special effects were really good.
it was pretty good. Yeah.
The visual effects were excellent for this film and the
Hmm.
visuals. But also too, whenever he gets shot by Nuke and everything, you see the bullet actually just penetrate him just a little bit. Then all of a sudden, you see that bullet just land on the ground, and
Yeah.
that part was pretty awesome. And then it takes a little bit for it to actually kick in, which I like that too, because it shows the cause and effect where it's like, okay, it's not going to happen right away. It takes a minute for it to actually kick in, to resurface for him to actually get back up again. Because it's like getting shot with a bulletproof vest in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it is. Yeah, because every part of the pill has to form to the cells in your body. So
Right.
it's kind of like we don't know what you're gonna turn into, to be honest.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute because that
Mm.
actually goes in with the whole underground thing
Yeah.
when they try and sell it. So I do
Hmm.
want to talk about that. I do want to catch up on that part. Then Jamie Foxx's role is totally different than what I thought because when Frenchie and I did a trailer review for it, we thought Jamie Foxx would be like this villain at towards the end of it.
That's why I didn't want to see it. I had
You see,
flashbacks to Spider Man. I was like, oh,
well,
mm-mm.
I can't blame Jamie for that. There
I
is a
do.
such thing as a horrible script.
He should have known better. You gotta
Well,
make better choices in life.
well, here's the thing. If was able to sign up to play a superhero named Fat Man or something like that, and I was able to don't look at me,
I'm
and
sorry.
I was
Oh, I'm sorry. My facial expressions can be shown.
right.
I'm like, I
But
can't
if I
hide.
was able to play a superhero, and I'm like, yeah, sign me up for Spider Man, sign me up for any comic book superhero, I'm in. Because don't forget, we're at the peak of people showing up in superhero films that we never expected. All these big name actors. So I could see why Jamie would actually pick that role, especially whenever we're on the peak of the Spider-Man franchise at that time with Andrew Garfield. But also too, the writing for that film was just horrible. Then the direction that they actually chose to go in was horrible.
Yeah,
So like I said, I can't
I think he likes superhero films and comics too, right?
right. He is a comic book addict. That's what I'm gonna
Okay.
put. Or a comic book sweaty.
No,
Yeah.
no.
But anyways,
Yes, moving on.
so another thing too is we actually get to see the girl that's actually selling these pills to people.
Yeah, Robin.
And yeah, we get to see Robin selling these pills, and she doesn't even use them at all or anything like that because she saw somebody that actually OD'd on the pills. So it's like I'm just gonna be someone that sells. I'm not gonna go ahead and do anything. And matter of fact, her and Joseph Gordon are actually the two people that are actually teamed up together and
Mm.
everything because she's like an informant for the NOPD.
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, he is.
so I actually like that aspect, and of course too, she's also a quiet type of person whenever she's in her head. Because I love it whenever they actually showed what she wanted to say to that teacher, and it's
Yes.
only health class. I mean, it's not like anything really major.
No. No. Yeah, that brought back too many memories. I was like, oh god. But when she was rapping and she was telling that teacher where he should go, I was getting crunk. I
Me
was like,
too.
oh snap. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, it wasn't real. Okay.
Right? Because I'm like, oh, she just told the teacher, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, just like Eminem, snap back to reality. Oops, there goes
Mm-mm.
gravity.
Yeah, she did have kind of like an Eminem vibe to her because she was in her head, and then she was listening to all the her music or wanted to be a rapper. So you had
Right,
that aspect of 8 Mile.
right.
Like this film's a combination of a lot of things,
It
like
definitely
gumbo.
is.
Yeah,
But I also have to say, it kind of, I don't know if you ever saw the anime for My Hero Academia.
I've been hearing about it a lot, but I have not seen it.
It
Don't
kind of
hurt
has
me,
that kind of,
anime fans.
well, it kind of has that flavor going on, and I'm not a huge anime person, but I actually watched a couple episodes for the first season for My Hero Academia. But, and you have to be born with a quirk, and a quirk is actually a superpower.
Mm.
So this one character is not even born with anything. So at first I'm like, okay, is this gonna be another thing too? I was actually thinking too was this is gonna be something like Limitless for Bradley Cooper because I saw the pill and I thought it was actually gonna open up your mind.
I didn't see that movie, but was it good?
I didn't. I only saw bits and pieces of it. I haven't actually got to sit down and see it as a whole. But
Mm-hmm.
I actually got that just by the vibe of the trailer. But but
Go
with
on.
my hair, but back with my thing about My Hero Academia and everything, it kind of has that kind of flavor going on with it a little bit. Minus the fact that you have to be born with a quirk in order to have a superhero power, but you can actually take these pills and you get a superpower. You get your quirk. So that's actually something I actually thought of.
Hmm. That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm glad you wrote Hero Academia.
I
You
did.
did
I want my
good.
rights now.
You did a good job. Everybody likes that film, that
Right.
anime. So yeah,
All
I'm like
right.
rolling in the bank.
Yeah, I am.
Good job, John. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. That's why I only drive a 2010 Ford Fusion. I don't
That's
want to show
okay.
off my
Rich
money.
people, the real rich people are cheap.
Right.
They are. If I was rich, I would be driving my Honda Accent like
Right.
all the time. $5 million in the bank, Honda Accent. Don't have time.
Nope, don't have time for that.
No.
So speaking of don't have time, Jamie Foxx don't have time either because he's over there after he gets unscarred up with Nuke. He winds up wrapping his bandages up and everything,
John.
and then he goes into this diner to order some coffee. Now this is my favorite part. This is actually one of my favorite comedy parts to the film because it's not all serious. He's over there waiting for Robin to actually show up, and
At
of course he
Church's
has Nuke's
Chicken.
phone. Church's Chicken
Yeah,
of all
Church's
places.
Chicken. Don't forget.
Not Popeyes, Church's.
No, Church's. Yeah. I'm going to start doing that symbol. She had like, they were doing like emojis. So she did like a church and a chicken. And then you're like, what is this? Oh,
And then she
Church's
does the
Chicken.
pill too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm going to start doing
but
that to people and see if they're going to catch on.
right. Um. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Somebody popped
And
up.
yeah, Crichton.
Hey, Crichton.
You see, I'm getting used to this a little bit. So,
Oh, okay. It's my first time. Like, what's that? Pop up man. Pop up blocker. Okay,
but
go on. Sorry.
I like it whenever the woman asks Jamie. She goes, "Do you want something to drink?" He goes, "Nah, I'm fine." And she goes, "I know you're fine." I'm like, "Oh God."
Yep. Yep. I probably would be doing
and
the same thing.
And then, of course, Rob shows up and she tries to look for Nuke in the bathroom. And then At that point, that's when Jamie winds up, you know, finding out that it's actually a 17-year-old girl that's selling these pills, and she has no clue what she's even getting herself into.
Mm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Terrible.
so and then my favorite thing though is, she winds up asking this poor guy like what happened to her bike because it got scratched because it got
That was a
the tires got.
woman.
Well, I don't know. The dude's
That
like,
was a
lady, okay.
woman that was just trying to take her lunch break, trying to take a smoke break, and she worked so hard slinging chicken. And you want to say that man out there? She's like, I don't know what happened to your bike. I'm trying to take my smoke break.
Well, in the
I'm
words of
sick of this
Aerosmith, dude
chicken.
looked like a lady.
Sorry, I had a flashback.
It's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But dude looked like a lady though.
Yeah, she kind of did.
But anyways, and then you have Jamie who winds up taking her, puts her in the trunk of his car, and then the whole entire chemistry between her and Jamie Foxx was really good.
Yeah, it was.
There was not a time that I actually thought they were just mailing it in or anything like that. I was zoomed into the characters, you know.
Yeah, their comedic timing played off really well with each other, and just the vibe together was great.
The Definitely.
Mm.
And then let's go on and go flash over to Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Okay.
who winds up over at her mom's house.
Oh yeah,
That was my favorite part. That
that
was
was
actually my favorite.
smart. That
That
was
was
really
smart thinking.
smart.
But I'm
Yeah,
actually surprised the mother goes, "Who is this white man in my house?"
that was really smart. I didn't know what he was gonna do because he.
Me either.
Okay, so the guys came. Um, what were they? They were coming for the pills, right? It was some
Yeah,
guys that. Yeah,
it was like some Asians that was there.
yeah, they were basically coming for the pills, or money or something like that. The mom doesn't know what's going on. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, him and the Robin are friends or something like that. Then he
Yeah,
jumps
they
in the
were
window and puts water on himself, and I'm like, what is he doing? And then he comes out of the
right.
towel like this is an episode of Cops. He's like, "Hey, what y'all doing in my house over here?" I was like, "What is going on?" He's like, "What
And then
y'all
he's
doing
like,
in my house?"
keep on telling the story. Come on.
He just came. What y'all doing in my house? You got some ID so I can see it. What going on here? Doing over here? Boola, you okay? I don't know her name, but I'm calling her Beulah.
Right.
Yeah, Beulah, you all right over there? And they're like,
And
"Sir," it is like, "Sir, we just want to talk to her. You got something to say something to me." Da 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 da. And you can imagine this guy. He trying to pretend like he's some redneck white guy with a towel
well,
on.
another thing though too is he actually says this. The FBI agent's like this. He said, "Sir, we only have two people that lives in this residence. Are you telling me I can't live here because I'm white?"
Yeah, and I can't marry this big, beautiful black woman over here. You racist. He's like, "Oh my God,
Come
sir."
on, come on, come grab that camera. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. And then she playing along like, yeah. And then like, did they show his ID? No. And then they turn the camera on him, and then a cat like, yeah, cat in here. Sir, I thought you said you lived here. What you trying to say?
And he
I was
sneezed.
like, God,
That part was great.
disaster. I
Are
almost
you saying
blew
I
it.
don't live here? The cat can't come over here?
Yeah,
Are you saying this is
disaster.
not my cat?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-mm.
he goes, did they give you any type of ID?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
They
next thing
didn't.
you know, they leave, and she goes, "Now, can I see your ID?" Well, I
Yeah.
don't have it on me.
Gosh. He's like, I'm a friend of your daughter. She's like, oh, okay.
Do you have any duct tape? First he goes, "Do you have any duct tape?"
I'd be like, no, I'm gonna call the real police on you. You have done tons of duct tape and you half naked. What's going on?
Right.
Not that kind of party.
But I thought it was great. I thought that was great comedic time in between her and him was really good.
Yeah, I
Of
like
course.
that scene. I like that scene, and I like the cat that just does whatever it wants to. So yeah, everybody, all the characters work together, even the cat.
Even the cat had great
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Cats. I'm just walking because I don't really give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's go on and get into the underground, the where they're actually selling the pills.
Okay, let's do this.
So I love the whole entire idea. There's like an underground that they can actually go to try and get these pills that they're selling to, and it's of course it's actually a bank or Western Union type of thing that they actually go to.
That was smart. Yeah, it's like one of those cash exchange,
Right.
like cat check cashing places. And in the
Yeah.
back, that scene with the underground auction reminded me of Taken. You remember in
It
Taken?
does.
Yeah, and they were auctioning off the girls.
That does have a little bit of a Taken vibe now that you think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Good call on that one.
Thank you, thank
Because
you,
I
thank you. I try. Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So
Sorry, I'm adjusting to the
it's okay.
camera. Okay.
It's okay. So we Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx acts like he's on the list. He knocks the guy out.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
then I love how we're getting ready to see this girl's superpower that they actually have with the pill in this underground area.
Yeah, the guinea pig.
Yeah. And also too, I love what one of the people actually say. One of the mafiosos of the people that they're trying to sell it to is like, well, what's the death ratio for this pill
Mm-hmm.
and everything? And of course, if I was someone that was going to invest my money into something like this, I would want to know if this thing would kill the person that I'm selling it to and if it would cause any type of attention.
That's a good idea. You do have to
You
have
know,
the people living so they can keep coming back to you.
right. And then
Mm-hmm.
of course the side effects may vary, especially when we see that one guy just explode over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm
Ugh.
like, well, I guess that
Some people like the bad guy when he took the pill. He reminded me of a Toxic Avenger
I didn't
because
remember.
he what?
No, no, no. Go on ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Toxic Avenger or like what do you call those people? Not people. It's like Garbage Patch Kids, Garbage
Oh, I know what you're
Kids.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I know what
those
you're talking
old
about.
1980s monster type creatures. That's what one of them looked like. The main villain. He
Yeah,
turned
I
into
can.
that at the end.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And not only that, but I don't know if you remember like this old toxic waste kind of character from the cartoons or whatever back in the '90s or whatever.
Yeah, Toxic
I forgot.
Avenger.
Yeah, okay, that is Toxic
I
Avenger.
think
Okay,
so. Yeah.
I okay. Thanks, because all I remember was that, and I actually had an action figure of him, so I didn't realize what that was at the time. I just knew it was a toy and I wanted it.
It's
So
okay. I'm sure Crichton will correct us.
I'm sure he will.
Yes.
So, anyways, we're in this underground area with Jamie Foxx,
Hmm.
and I love the action sequences in this thing.
That's good.
The action sequences are really good. The only thing I was kind of let down on was the shaky cam a little bit from the perspective of the girl that's actually in that whole entire uh, the area where she's actually isolated from everybody because they didn't know what her character is. That's the only downfall that I have because I wish that they would actually just follow Jamie Foxx with it, with the gun and everything, and show a transformation in a different way on how the side effects are actually not working with her.
I kind of like that angle though. Because I mean, you see how disoriented she is,
True.
and she kind of turned into like a Emma Frost type character. Like her
Yeah, she
skin
definitely
became
does.
like cold and icy, and at first she was like, "Ooh, this is hot." But she got cold, so she was like, "Oh no!" And they had to blast the heat up in there in that little tube. But yeah, I kind of like that scene though, John.
I understand how
It's a
you would,
pretty good.
though.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, I can understand that and respect that I would actually know how you would actually react to that, though.
John, Mm-hmm. Our first fight. That's great.
And it's on live. So,
I know, right?
right?
Oh, No,
Oh snap!
I like that perspective though. Like she's disoriented and it's chaotic, and everything outside is chaotic and it's muted. Like the sound is muted, and you don't know
True.
what's going on. And then she's dying before our eyes, which, of course, that just shows you that the product's not that great. There is no
No.
I don't yeah, there's no safety no backup or anything. Like if something happens to you when you take this pill, you just die.
Right. And that's it.
Yeah. Hmm.
And that's another thing too is they could have done the John Wick thing where it actually did follow Jamie Foxx the way it did. But instead, I think we got in too many movies where it's actually like that with a John Wick kind of style fighting.
Oh, okay.
So
I know. Mhm.
so I can actually understand why they would actually go the route that they actually went on with the transformation of seeing her actually in that way. Now that
Mm.
I'm thinking about it,
Yeah. Yeah. That poor girl. She didn't know what she had.
no,
I blame her boyfriend, to be honest, because he's the
that's
one
true.
that put her up there as the guinea pig. And he's like, "It's gonna be okay, baby." Like, no, it's
And of
not. She's
course,
gonna die. I understand you, crackhead.
right? That's what you get for listening to somebody that doesn't know what they're even doing.
Yeah. But my other favorite part is before, she died.
Hold
Um,
on.
there was the you tell me to hang on.
Read it. Brandy said that she liked the chaos and unknown
Oh
of that
yeah,
scene.
yeah, yeah. That's a good scene, Brandy. I agree. Yep. 2-1. Boom.
Okay, I'm outvoted.
What?
So,
Yeah, always. Oh, oh my God. But yeah. Sorry, John.
nah, it's all good.
But yeah, the scene where the other bodyguard came over to Jamie Foxx and he was like, "Hey man, basically he looked out of place. He didn't look like he belonged on the list." And then, Jamie, what did he do? Did he shoot him? You know what I'm talking about? It was about an ice sculpture.
Yeah, he what he did was he jammed his head into the ice sculpture.
Yeah, and it was a sculpture of a dragon or something like that.
Yeah, and if you think about it, that's like a little bit of a tip of a hat of an Easter egg of what's going to actually follow with that girl.
Oh yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Hmm.
But things didn't go right up until the blood started coming out of that statue, out of that ice sculpture.
Which could have been fruit punch.
Right?
So I mean, I don't
Oh,
understand.
oh, Queen, that's a question.
Okay, go ahead.
He asked, "Do you all think that the people take the pill that it goes with here, genetic makeup, like the helps choose their powers?
Genetic makeup.
Like, do y'all think when the people take the pill, it goes with their genetic makeup, like that helps choose their powers, like their DNA is actually what
Oh,
makes up their
hmm.
power?"
That's
I
a
actually like
good
that
thought. Yeah,
concept.
that is pretty good thought.
To be honest with you, and I actually thought about that too when I was watching it the second time. I was actually questioning it. Is this something that actually is DNA makeup, or is this just something that the pill actually chooses? So I was aiming more towards the DNA makeup. It
Because
is what I was going
it's
after.
from animal. It's from like what, four different animals?
Four different animals, plus his daughter's also one. Plus his daughter's actually a carrier for it.
Because she's naturally with these powers, right?
Right, she's naturally with those powers.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's
Well,
a possibility.
because remember, Jamie Foxx transferred to her and her mom. Well, when they were conceiving. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's a possibility. I kind of thought, the lady that was in the that we were talking about that turned into Emma Frost. She
yeah.
had like all these diamond like bracelets on her. So I kind of thought it transformed into your desires in a
Hmm.
sense because her skin started to look kind of like frosty or diamondy with
Right.
the materialistic thing of it.
Right. I can actually get that. I can understand why you would actually think that, though. But at the same time, like, well, she's starting to turn into Emma Frost. So I'm like, okay, so her powers is being froze,
Let it
freezing stuff.
go. Let it go.
Well, she let it go. She's dead.
Her death scene was epic. It was like,
It was.
oh, and it's like a big ice crystal came out of her mouth, and then I'm like, wow, she's dead. Epic.
Then I also like to. I'm gonna rewind a little bit to when Robin and Jamie Foxx are outside that place too
Oh yeah.
before he actually enters. Because well, I thought we were like Batman and Robin,
Mm-mm.
and he's like Batman and Robin. That's a movie. This
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah, this is real life, sort of, kind of, but really a movie. But I like all the
Right.
characters Jamie Foxx went into, which shows his sketch comedy background.
It does.
Because when he was going up to this guy who, the girlfriend we're talking about, he just kind of ran into him like, hey man, like a drunk, like, hey man, Clifford, is that you? You know, just some stupid comedic thing just to pickpocket. So
Right.
I actually
Exactly.
liked all his quick little comedic timing sketches or whatever. So
I definitely agree with you on that.
totes.
So now we're gonna go on ahead and get in the boat scene. And this is
Okay.
actually where Eric is, the guy that I interviewed.
Hmm.
For that, he said in a blink of an eye he's going to be in the film. Well, he wasn't lying. I was actually fascinated enough to actually know that was him. But
Yeah,
I'm just glad to actually see him inside the film. So we get into that whole thing. I love the Clint Eastwood bit that Gordon does.
that was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
until it backfired. So you can't go around calling people punks.
no.
Not in this day.
So
And maybe Clint Eastwood time, and then people
right,
go, "Whoa," But you go,
you
make my
never go
day
full
punk.
nah. You never go full Clint Eastwood in New Orleans.
No, not in 2020. You can't do that.
No,
No,
no.
no. Mm-mm. Don't do it,
Mm-mm.
kids. Mm-mm.
Don't
You
go
don't
full
have a
Clint
magic pill to come back. Mm-mm.
But I thought that was funny though. He's like, "So Punk, tell me, are we gonna go and watch the Saints highlights or not?"
Yeah. And then he's like, "Did you just call me a punk?"
He goes, "Okay, I'll show you Punk."
Oh, and I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe he gonna like, punch him in the face. I didn't know he gonna shoot him in the head." I was like,
Poor
"What?"
guy, he got shot like twice in the head this whole film.
He just needed like he just needed to keep them pills on him.
Right?
He just need to take
And
two pills at one.
just let everybody know, there's a lot more to this movie than what we're actually diving into.
Yeah.
So there's actually a long process to get to where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're wondering if we're actually spoiling anything or anything like that, we're not. We're actually giving into some of our favorite scenes. We're actually diving into what worked for us and stuff like that. So,
Okay. I'm
so
doing my best not to spoil the scene.
but I think you're doing a good job.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Oh
You're
boy.
welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Cool.
You're
Awesome.
welcome. Okay, awesome. All
Okay.
right.
Let's do this.
So,
Yeah, your
okay,
friend, the actor,
yeah.
when you were telling me, yeah, he's in the movie, and I was like, oh crap, did I miss him? And then you showed me the still, and I was trying to look for that scene, and I was like, where is it? Oh, I found him. There he goes. And that's how quick it went. It's
It
like
was
one, two,
very
three.
fast.
Yeah.
But it was awesome just to know that I know somebody in my own town that actually is an actor, so that was actually cool.
Well, to be honest, I wanted him to switch places with the black security guard because
True.
I was kind of intrigued by him because he seemed like the guy that signs off on the hit.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
So
could actually see that.
I wanted more of him. So I was like, oh, okay, I
So,
guess that's okay.
so Eric, if you're watching this, we want more of you. So if you can get something that we can actually talk about more on for your part.
Yes,
So
please and thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
So, anyways, Joseph goes on ahead and goes into the boat, into the ship with Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved how she actually took control of the ship and things like that. and was able to open up the doors and all that stuff. And of course, she winds up finding, you know, Jamie Foxx's daughter and everything.
Yeah.
But I just thought that that whole action sequence worked, and I'll have to agree with Brandy. It's one of the best action movies that she have seen in a while. But I also have to say it's one of the best action sequences from an action movie that is actually part of a comic book, not a comic book type feel or anything like that, or a comic book based movie, but with comic book abilities that we actually got from this pill.
Yeah.
Especially the guy who can stretch around Joseph Gordon-Levitt's body. Remember that? It kind of reminds me of
Stretch
Armstrong.
Armstrong. Yep.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Or
like, okay, this is gonna be a non-continuous battle because this guy can stretch a million different ways. So how can you actually beat someone that's like that?
lots of knives.
I don't think so. It's rubber.
Oh, okay. Um,
So
I think of something. I get back to you.
okay, but I think that Robin did the right thing
Fire.
with the way that she handled it. I don't think so. That's not
Okay.
gonna help either.
Sorry. I keep trying.
But you freeze it,
Oh, you can get that. You can pull that chick out.
right?
That-
But I thought that actually worked though. I thought that sequence actually worked whenever finally Robin winds up shutting him up inside the door and with his arm.
yeah.
So I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that
That's
actually
another
worked.
way to do it too. Yeah.
And
Because
that
then
other
he'll
big
just
huge
be
bodyguard
spaghetti.
and everything too. Right.
Oh yeah, the big bodyguard. I thought that was your friend, the actor.
You know what? I thought he was back again too though, John with you.
I was
It's
like,
like,
what?
oh, he's back.
I was like, John said he had a small role. That's a pretty big role. I don't know what he's talking about.
Right? But yeah, that's the action sequences through the boat and everything. I'm glad that we could actually get to see everything that was actually going on in the boat. We actually know the targets that Joseph Gordon-Levitt and also too Jamie Foxx is actually hitting rather than be like shaky cam.
Yes, yes. And the big reveal of Jamie Foxx's power was, I did not see it coming.
I didn't see that coming either.
Mm-mm,
That was just
no,
awesome.
that made up for Spider-Man 2. Just gonna let y'all know
Okay,
that.
you hear that, Jamie? You're
Yeah,
forgiven by Tamika.
you
So,
are. You are. Yeah.
by the way, just to let you know, Jamie, I've always forgiven you for Spider-Man 2.
No, he's
So,
just kissing your ass, Jamie. I'm tell you like it is. You sucked in that movie.
it was not your fault, Jamie.
You
You
kind of
were just
was
in a
your
bad
fault.
movie.
You took the role, so yeah. And if you read comics, you know.
So, my other question is this. Do you think that this movie deserves a sequel?
Yes, yes, it does. Maybe like 2 and 3, and that's it. Just cut it off, and then make them like graphic novels for the rest of it.
I'll be okay with that. I would like to actually see a comic book out of this,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
yeah.
And from what Eric told me was they were actually thinking about making a sequel of this was actually a success for Netflix.
hmm
So hopefully, cross his fingers that this is actually a success.
Yeah, yeah, because they set it up as a sequel in some parts.
Right. But I'm hoping that they don't. I'm hoping that they actually bring back Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx, and there's some reason for them to actually go back to New Orleans or something, or maybe he's on vacation. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is on vacation or something, and he winds intertwines with Jamie Foxx all over again.
Yeah,
And another thing too is I don't want it to where they actually have to take his daughter again.
yeah, she's been taking enough. Just like taking
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. You're like, how many times these people gonna get kidnapped? You're a horrible
right.
father, by the way.
So what I'm hoping that they actually do is like they used her DNA. There's some DNA left that might have fell off the ship or something like that, or with the pills inside the or something, and someone winds up
Yeah,
getting it.
yeah. I don't see them just holding her there without taking a sample of her blood.
Right.
Yeah, because they mentioned jeez, I forgot the chick's name, but it was back in the 40s or 50s African American woman
Hmm.
who they experimented on her cells, and that was the cure to a lot of the medicines we have, or the diseases now. They're still using her cells now,
Right.
science cells. So I
Right.
like the fact that they put that little history lesson in there, because that was
Me
pretty
too.
much like what this whole movie was about.
Right. I agree with you on that. I think that was actually a pretty good setup for
Is it
that.
Henrietta Leaks? Leaks? Whatever. I forgot.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Um, Brandy did say this.
Okay.
Do you see it or no?
No, I don't see it. I'm relying on you.
Okay. Okay. So I could see it as a comic book. So she also said that she could see it as a comic book.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of had the feel too of Black Lightning, and I kind of like these movies. Like, I don't know if it's a new genre like black sci-fi or something like that, but I'm digging it, at least.
I
That
like the concept of OC characters, which is original characters.
Yeah,
Don't forget, the very first OC that we actually got was Hancock from Will Smith.
I like that movie. That could be on a guilty pleasure movie list that you and Frenchie had, but half the
Right.
population doesn't like it. But I like it.
You see, that makes it a guilty pleasure.
Yay! I found out what it means.
Right. Exactly. And I like that film. I don't see anything wrong with with that movie at all. I actually like Hancock.
Yeah, me too.
So
Hmm,
it just sucks that
poor
nobody
guy.
else liked it.
Yeah, it was just because
But
it's Will Smith.
right. And then also too another OC that they actually had was Meteor Man back in the 90s.
Which one?
Meteor Man.
Oh God.
And then Blank Man, of course.
Oh my gosh, you took me way back.
I
I
took
wasn't
you back to the
expecting.
90s.
I wasn't expecting it. Two movies I liked as a kid. Yes.
I loved Blank Man as a kid.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very. It was like Clark Kent, but this skinny black dude
No, I was like Steve Urkel, but
with
as a
Clark Kent.
superhero.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get the girl, of course.
Right, of course.
Of course.
But overall, I have to say this movie is just fantastic the way it is. I don't feel like that needed to add anything to it or anything like that. I thought that everything worked out very well. The balancing, like I said, the only thing that I didn't really care for that much was that one action scene with Jamie Foxx. But I can actually understand and appreciate maybe the why they actually did it that way. So that's what my opinion on that.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I came in here with preconceived notions of I don't want another Spider-Man 2. So when I gave it a chance, I was like, "Oh, this is original and deep, and you're intertwining sci-fi and just superhero powers and everything else with it, and yeah, like a urban superhero movie or something."
Exactly. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about this film, or is that pretty much everything that you wanted to cover?
No, this was Jamie Foxx's redemption film for me.
Okay. And
He
of
did
course,
good.
I thought he killed it in this role. I thought he did a fantastic job. Of course, I like Jamie Foxx in just about everything, all except the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
So
and Booty Call.
I like Booty Call.
You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I love that movie.
Okay, well, whatever.
We might have to review that one.
You do that by yourself. You and Frenchie, I want to see you and Frenchie review Booty Call.
I can see
It
Booty.
would make my
See,
day to just hear him say booty.
me too.
Make my day. I need that to happen.
All right, I'll see if I can make that happen. Frenchie, if
Thank
you
you.
can actually, if you're watching this later on, make sure you actually say the word booty and record it and send it to Tamika.
No, just get on the show and review Booty Call and just say it, and then I'm making it to a drinking game.
For how many times he says booty?
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be it for this review for this. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit longer than what I normally do. I've been doing 5 to 10 minute movie reviews, stuff like that, just to get the ball rolling with this and stuff like that. So I hope that you guys actually enjoyed it. Oh, hold on. Brandy actually said that she liked the fact that they had Joseph going over to wearing a Saint jersey, which I thought was hilarious to see him.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So,
and his cowboy boots.
and she said that she would be dying to hear French say booty call.
Booty call, booty, le booty call.
Booty
You
call.
know, le
Booty call.
booty call. Yeah.
Okay, mine sounds like in the air, so I don't know how to do.
That's my special request. You know, you ask for
Okay,
topics. I'm like Frenchie and John review booty call.
all right, I'll see what I can do for that.
Thank you.
So, okay, guys. So another thing too is I actually have buymeacoffee.com/movie lovers. And basically, what you guys can do is you guys can donate me 5 cups of coffee, 10 cups of coffee. Either way it goes, I'm gonna be up all night drinking y'all's coffee.
Mm.
So you guys can go on ahead, don't donate me a couple of things from there if you want to. This is just keep the lights on for Movie Lovers Unite to get me better equipment to be set up for what I want to do. Not only that, but if I want to do giveaways and do Patreons, like you might actually get an episode that's actually up before somebody else does and everything.
Hmm.
I can actually start doing that if you guys get back a little bit. But I understand during this time and everything, during this pandemic, everybody's struggling. So I don't expect that or anything like that. So if you guys want to, go on ahead, donate me a couple of cups of coffee. If you want to donate me a couple of pizza, a little piece of pie, you guys can go on ahead and do that too. So
John, it's
don't
falling
look at me
into
with that
the
tone of voice, Tamika.
stereotypes.
Don't look at me with that tone of
This
voice.
is falling into the stereotypes.
hey,
Donate me pizza pie.
I'm Italian. I can do that. Forget that.
We know you're Italian, John. We know. We did know. We know now.
There you
Just
go.
like I'm black. Surprise.
What? I didn't know
I
that.
know, right? Oh my God. Surprise.
Surprise!
Surprise. Oh, she's black. Oh
All right,
boy. All
guys.
right. Sorry.
So with that being said, we're gonna go on ahead, sign off, and everything. And of course, and always until next time, stay safe, keep your mask on, disinfect your hands, and always until next time, bye.
Bye.